Why don't
Sister, Susta, Mama Hetheru, coming to you live from from the Ewald Circle Village Estates here in Detroit, and this is the Elizabeth Show. Thank you to Queen Aduni for beginning the spiral of this cipher that we have developed here on a Zoom. Greetings, Evelyn. Greetings, Omani Grace. Greetings, Star. Thank you all for joining us today. Let's see who else is in the house. You know, I like to do my roll call, boogie. I see Jackie and who else? I think I called everybody. All right. So there's 7 of us in here. A great number.
Bridget?
Yeah, Bridget. I thought I said it. I looked at it. Okay. I was texting Bridget. That's why I was like, from time to time, please make sure that you do check the chat or throw anything in there that you want to talk about but you may not want to speak about. It's okay. Um, we're going to look at writing today. So, one of the things I want you all to do is if you can, go grab a book, paper. It could be any type of paper. My grandfather used to write notes on top of the newspaper, he didn't care. So, and a marker or a pen, your favorite pen, okay? Just grab some paper and we're going to do a little exercise today or look at an exercise. It is called, there's a woman called, get my glasses on to make sure I say the name correctly. Her name is Julia Cameron. And she wrote a piece called The Artist's Way. And it was to help people who write, who may, and I think the one that I'm talking about, that I'm going to talk about, is called Morning Pages. Um, my cousin mentioned this to me some years ago, and so did Miss Janet at Source Bookseller. And it was just like the conversation that I had when somebody told me, let's look at let's look at doing something every day, and I laughed. So let me just gather my thoughts.
It's really excuse me, lined spiritually lined up in in the spirit, because that's what we were talking about before you came on, was journaling, and writing, and um, how important or why we did or did not do that. And then for you to come on and you had that same thought about writing,
Mm-hmm.
nothing but the spirit moving, moving in my heart while I pray. All the time I feel the spirit moving in my heart. I will pray. Dum 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 dum. We're walking Mama Evelyn into her seat.
Yes, and to onto the throne,
Dum,
onto the creative throne. See that even what you just said and what we just said, I love the world of pretend. I grew up. I'm a Mr. Dress Up kid, Sesame Street. I uh I did that journey and it was amazing. I still had, I wish I had a trunk full of stuff instead of a closet and drawers and a basement and this and that and the other.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Let me get to these here it is. This I'm using a new deck of cards that I got from um they had just come into Source Bookseller. And Miss Janet said, take them and check them out. So I said, I will. So the card that I pulled today is called the Nine of Coins. Oh, wait. So this is a new deck. I have already talked to this young lady. She's doing I don't know if she already did it, but she was doing a workshop or whatever about writing. She is a biracial child, a woman rather, and she wanted to get more in touch with her African roots. She said that part of her life was a big gap when she was coming up, and she wanted to get closer to that. So that's a little bit of her background story. But I just want to show you the packaging. This is called the Black Tarot, an ancestral awakening deck and guidebook. Okay. Um, Let the spirits guide you. Awaken ancestral ties and connect to the divine with the Black Tarot, a deluxe tarot deck and guidebook set from author Nyasha Williams, featuring and celebrating exclusively Black figures and imagery. This deluxe set includes 78 full color tarot, a 144-page full color illustrated guidebook, and a keepsake box. Her packaging is off the chain. So it's a magnet attached here. Okay, so that's a little square to put the cards in, and then I should have did the thing, and then there's the box that they come in, and the little booklet. Okay, so I pulled the 9 of Coins from the Major Arcana, and this. Okay, here's the back of the card, and the reason why I'm talking about this is because it involves writing. Now, I don't know if you all remember, but when we talked about the original deck of tarot, those cards were, the illustrations were done by a Black woman, a woman of color. All right. So the 9 of Coins is the traits are self-sufficient and luxury. The card description. A couple stands at the entrance of their home welcoming guests with honey jars and figs. They have built their empire and are comfortably self-sufficient. The couple has broken free of the constraints created to limit them and now have a flourishing hive made on their terms. The two honor each other as equals and take pride in the home they have made. They are filled with gratitude for their lifestyle, circumstances, and company. The 9 of Coin rings of abundance. The couple appreciates moving at a slower pace, taking care of their environment, and acknowledging their success. They make time to thank those who came before them, who paved the way. What is your manifesto? Continue to structure your life in a way that works for you and in a balance, in balance and sustainability. Feel confident in your ability to handle anything that comes your way. Trust your voice and don't be afraid to create a path where few have wandered. In Yang, prosperity and comfort and having the time and state of mind to enjoy it. Having resources on hand to make further gains. Prosperity as a result of hard work. In Yin, living beyond your means, caring for others for financial gain. Try, ooh, 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 Trying to keep up with the Joneses. Aligning. Enhance your space. Create an environment that feels rich in the ways that matter to you. So, whew, the one of the qualities that I really enjoy about these cards is that she addresses the different areas of tarot through culture and awareness of the people part. It's something that we tend to get away from is the people in part. And this card is addressing abundance and utilizing the things that we have that are already with us. Now, if anybody has anything that they want to bring up or what it triggered for them, please share or let us know.
Oh, just the fact that you mentioned the artist way. Okay, so that's a book that I had, and I think I gave it to lavender.
Mhm.
But I always wanted to do that, and I never could connect with a group at a time when I had a car to do those pages. Just like with the Course in Miracles, now it's coming to me again, and I am going to take advantage of both. And this is the second time I've heard with the Artist Way.
Okay.
Where did I hear
So,
about it
morning
before?
page,
Somebody
right?
else is reading it. I forgot who it was. Ah,
I
you can
don't
find
have the
Renee.
Artist Way, but she, it's the Artist Way Morning Pages Journal, because she said that she came up with it because people would get stuck in their writing. Now, let me
Mm-hmm.
just share this. How many people are on social media? How many people have cell phones and you text people? If you went back, like right now, there's a space you can go to on Facebook and it will pull up everything you've ever typed to anybody that you ever thought you knew. Okay. You download your all your blah 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 blah.
Okay.
Now, when I think about, and because we talked about this, I was here Monday. Monday they were talking, the young lady was talking about Zaria was talking about Zarina. Zarina. She says Zarina. So Mama Zarina was talking about writing and helping people get that ball rolling and started. If you would look at your Facebook or social media, you've already written the doggone book, okay? You've already written blah blah blah. Everything you've ever lived and retained, and sometimes things that you don't even think you remember will come out. This this journaling, thinking about it every day. Are you serious, please? Whatever. No, you can. Let me tell you why. Miss Cameron mentioned that um, she said, when you do this free write, this morning pages or free write, she said, use an ink pen and paper. They're getting ready. I think it's coming out with a app, but I'm not interested. She they Some people have talked about it and said it's like having coffee with your shadow. When you get up first thing in the morning, it's like your gripe. It's like just it's just like regurgitation of whatever comes to your mind. Don't worry about punctuation. Don't worry about spelling things right. Don't worry about fixing stuff it's hard for me to do. I still do. But to just release everything that you thought of, because if you now what I've done is I've kept my journal, my book, and all I get is these books, these little notebooks. Okay, this was a notebook before it got plugged in. Okay, everybody, a notebook, a spiral notebook with paper. Okay, now let me just share that if you have young people around, I'm sure you could go to any of these little tablets or notebooks, and they only wrote on maybe 6 pages, and you got a whole da 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 da. So don't tell me you don't have no paper. I don't want to hear that. Okay. When I worked at a school, high school, I used to take the children would leave their stuff in the lunchroom. Baby, I'd rip them page. I'd give it a couple days, a week, or whatever. Rip the pages out. I had like 50,000 tablets, and kids would come to me, Miss House, I need some paper. Here you go, take them. I would give them back their stuff. But anyway, recycling. And I learned from a sister named Jackie. What was her name? I think her name was Jackie Jones. She taught me how to, when I journal, to skip a line so that when you go back and read, you can, make, write down, okay, I was feeling this way and I did blah, 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 and it changed my life, blah, 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 whatever. So that's how she taught me to journal. But with the Artist Way, you're sitting down first thing in the morning. You can journal whenever you want to. This is just her suggestion. As soon as you wake up, and have this conversation before you get out of bed. You can say your prayers. What I do is that is where I put my prayer. my morning page is turned into my prayer time because you do it as soon as you get up. My first thing is I'm giving gratitude, giving thanks for a new day. Okay. Um, and write down everything that comes to your mind. Baby, when I tell you fill up these 3 pages, when you think about 3 pages, are you hearing your teacher at school? You gotta write an essay, 3 pages, you go, how can I? You have enough you have lived enough information. I'm sure you can write. Let me take my glass off. You have lived more than enough life that you have stuff you can write. You have things to write about. You could write it. You might want to you might want to do your artist way about your body parts. You want to just go do a self scan. Talk about how your toes feel. Move your toes and see how they feel. Roll your ankle. What's different today. And I mean, just everything, all subject areas. But in her one of the pieces, she talked about let it be your complaint space. Now, even though I've done that from time to time, it ends up being a gratitude because I don't live in that space. I complain about what? I know I have a bag full of gowns, prom gowns or whatever you want to do with them, wedding, whatever, bridesmaid, whatever, dresses upstairs. And I did a little thing. I always pretend that I came on and said that these dresses need a home. They want to go out. They want to be put on a body and they want to go somewhere. They're tired of laying in this bag and it's not fair to them. I give inanimate objects life, okay? Because to me everything is something. And I can do that in my world because that's what I want to do. But writing, you can think about what you want to write about. I write about the weather. I say good morning to the universe, the creator, look at these houses where I live. I mean, there's so much to write about. It somebody what did when you're younger they say you'll focus on what you want. If you wanted some ice cream, you would get up, get your clothes on, go outside, start the car, and go get the ice cream. You'll do what you want to do. But I started this, and I think what happened when we first got into this new parallel, I'll call it. That's when I started writing, and these were things that I did to help relieve me of how I was feeling. I mean, there's nothing you can't write about. And she also suggests that when you're doing this writing, that you are, let's just look at the video. I think she can do it better than I. Queen Aduni, could you give me sharing ability? Let me just do this right and proper. I'm gonna find a video that's not too long. And I'll be right back. I just gotta go pull it up. Let's see, where's Miss Julia Cameron? Okay, 6-minute video. Do. All right. All right, let's go to here. Thank you all so much for your patience. Know where we are. Oh, nope, I don't want to look at that. Okay. This is Miss Julia Cameron. I'm sharing my screen. I need to put on here. It's like when you share your screen, it's like your first time at the computer. The first time ever I saw you. Oh, come on, sugar. This thing chugging like a putt-putt. I'm gonna need to close some of these windows. I'm gonna close some windows, y'all, because I got stuff on. I know this. I'm closing windows. Give me just a moment. Let me just close this whole scene.
Hi, Julia.
Hi, Joel.
You know what? This is our 13th year working together. This month is 13 years working together. So happy anniversary.
Thank you. I remember meeting you at a breakfast for, I forget the name of the organization. It was
It was
a
at the
huge,
ABA.
an ABA reception.
Right.
And I remember getting up with my roller skates and trying to urge people to have more fun.
Yes.
Can you make it louder?
It was an extremely serious intellectual crowd. And I definitely was not their cup.
One moment. I'm a.
So I am going to ask you some questions.
Sorry.
About how you use the Artist Way, and also how we can all maybe get some tips about how to use the Artist Way more successfully in our own lives.
Okay.
The first thing I want to ask is about morning pages journals. Morning pages journals. When do you do your morning pages?
In the morning. The first thing.
First thing. Do you do them in bed?
No. I have a big leather writing chair, and I get up in the morning, I go to the kitchen and get a cup of cold coffee made the night before, and I take a big mug of coffee and my morning pages journal, and I settle into my writing chair, and I usually look at the clock and just out of curiosity of how long it's going to take me each day to do them. And then I start in, and I find that sometimes it's quick, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. The answers will come to us.
And I know that you use the Morning Pages journal.
Yes.
Actually, that we published. You designed this in a sense for yourself.
Yes, and I just love it. The paper is heavy and substantial feeling, and doesn't show through one side to the other. And it's big enough that you can sort of let yourself go a little bit. With the problem with small journals is that you make small thoughts to match the size of the pages. You sort of shrink your the format of your thinking.
Yeah.
And this size is big enough that you can say whatever you need to want to say. Right now, I'm working on a book for you, which is a creative diary, and I'm doing it in a morning pages journal. I'm doing it all by longhand, and then I'll get it typed afterward.
That's great. The reason I bring it up too is I wonder if people sometimes look at the journal and think it was just something the publisher created, but this is something you literally created for yourself.
Well, I was buying very expensive journals. There was a period where they had journals with covers that were precious and semi-precious stones. So you could get a malachite journal, or you could get an amethyst journal. And they cost $18, and they didn't last a month. They didn't have enough pages, but they were just so beautiful. But I got fed up with paying $18 for 3 weeks worth of pages. And that's when I said to you, we must make something that has enough pages in it that it's really a substantial thing.
Now, I have gone to many of your talks over the years, and I think that at every single talk during the Q&A portion, somebody has asked this question. So I thought it'd be good to ask now, which is, do I have to write them in longhand? Can I use my computer to do my morning pages thing?
Well, I tend to say do them in longhand, because when you work on your computer, you tend to go very quickly. And so you sort of get speed and distance, but you don't get depth. When you are writing by hand, it connects you to your emotions. You really feel what you're feeling as you write it. And I just feel that they give you a more accurate perception of your life if you do them by hand.
Are there any special tips for people to know in doing their morning pages journal so that they do them and get as much from them as possible?
No. I don't think that there's such a thing as a wrong way to do morning pages, and there's no such thing as a right way to do morning pages. They are simply stream of consciousness. So they might be, I'm awake and I'm tired and I'm grumpy, and I didn't call my sister back yesterday, and I forgot to buy kitty litter. They skitter all over the place. It's as if you have ADD. And it's like you're taking a little whisk broom to all the corners of your consciousness, and you're sort of whisking, this is what I'm thinking about, this is what I'm thinking about. It's as if you're saying to the universe, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. This is what I want more of, this is what I want less of. And the universe tends to cooperate with what you spell out in your pages.
You also once said, I think, that you can also give a voice to the inner critic so that you can kind of get it out and get it out of the way.
Well, I do a couple forms of writing. I write my morning pages, and then I ask for guidance, and I listen for the answer, and I write it out. And that guided writing seems to be from a source that's wiser and a gentle, wise, elderly source. I want to say that the guidance appears to come from somewhere other than myself. It answers questions more wisely, more succinctly. I remember when I was having trouble dealing with my ex-husband, and my morning pages guidance was just love him. And I thought, this is very difficult guidance. But I tried to follow it, and it did turn out to be proper. But in terms of writing with your censor, as you write your morning pages, you'll hear a negative voice that says, oh, you're so petty. Oh, you're so grumpy. Oh, you're so inarticulate. And this is your censor. And sometimes you can pause and say to your censor, would you like to just have the floor for a minute? And then you give your censor the floor, and the censor says, you write short, stumpy little sentences. You aren't grounded. It has a whole little laundry list of things that it feels. And after it is done sort of diatribing at you, you say, well, thank you for sharing. And you keep right on going.
All right. So, were you all able to relate with what she was saying? She was saying, don't think about what you're going to write about. Just get the pen and paper.
Hey, you. I've been blogging for over 3 years now, and I've been blogging full time for 2 years. There are a lot of things that got me here.
Thank you, lady. Okay. So that was a little bit to take in. So you all weren't able to hear very much. I wanted to blow the volume up, but I think when I attempt to make a full screen, that's when it trips up the machine. So did you all get to hear what she was saying
Yes.
about writing? So, and you can do it. So let's grab a pen right now. We're gonna write a page, front and back. Now, like I said, I skip
It's two
lines.
page. That's 2 pages, front and back.
Okay, I don't know. Whatever your 3 is, however, you know why I'm saying 2, because I'm used to using a regular size sheet of paper, and
Yeah.
so I said 2. So, you got your regular size book and then you got this. So because my book was smaller, I was counting 2 for 1, just to
Oh,
give
got you.
myself 1. Yeah.
Got you. Got you. I
So
got you.
yeah, I do usually do three pages. I don't do
Oh,
front and back.
okay, got you.
This is so uh, it's it's so cool because yesterday morning I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning
Mhm.
and I came downstairs and to write. I came downstairs to write. I pulled out the paper and I have done that writing where you just start, close your
Just let it
eyes
flow.
and just write. But I ended up um pulling out art and start just coloring and creating my thoughts like that. So I know this is so perfect for what we're doing, for where I'm at. Obviously,
Mhm.
it's come again. Hmm.
Now, Sheila and excuse me, Queen of Dooney, that's all right because I don't know if you remember that day we were talking and I wrote in a spiral. I did mine in a spiral one day. I just kept turning the page and writing and turning the page. And I remember, Mama, Mama,
Yaba.
Mama Ayaba said, Mama, I don't read what you write. I said, don't read that. Don't read it. But here's the other thing about the morning pages. Julia suggests that you don't go back and read it for 3 months or burn it. Don't let anybody else see it. She said, keep that when what you write in there. That's for you and yours, and you and yourself and you, yourself and you. I don't know how to say me,
Hmm.
myself. And one of the ways that I conserve pages, because when I tell you I don't miss a beat, so let's say we have this sheet. So I skipped the line here, right? So I'll turn the page and then I'm writing on the front side of all my pages. So the back side is empty. What I do is once I go through my book one way, my notebook or tablet, I'll come back, I'll turn it over and write only on the back side and write skip a line on the back side. So now that's okay, I've used it once, now twice. Then I turn it upside down and I'll write the next page upside down in between here. So I'm not reading what I have wrote, but I'm writing over. And I think, man, I might have went through 5 or 6 of these, and they may not have all their 100 pages. And sometimes, like I've had tablets that Isis used to write in. She would just scribble in. She used to write on every page with her little baby babble dabble. She 21 now. I'm still talking about her baby self. But I just whatever I take, if there's a page in there, and sometimes I don't even care if it's already wrote, I'll write right on top of it. I've used colors. I wish I had some old ones to show, but I don't think so because I had a green book. Anyway, so that's how I extend the life of those books. Because we never use these. We don't use these up. This was from high school, and she had all this. Oh, here's some. Here's some. And then I fold my pages down. It was like, Mama, here we right here. So I wrote here, and then I fold my 3 pages down, and then I write on the next, right? Okay. So this is a book that I abandoned this book because you can see I didn't write on the other side. But I'll use different colors. And then, like I said, go through and write upside down. Okay. So go get your favorite pen. We're gonna do 1 page. We're just gonna write. So I don't know if you have your coffee already. I haven't made my hot water for mine. I'm cheating up in here. So I'm gonna put a little music on. So grab a piece of paper. I don't care how big or small it is. You can use a sticky note if you want to. That's your business. But just grab some paper. And I'm gonna put on a little doo doo doo, little musica. Yes. I'm gonna see if there is writing meditation music. Let's see if we got that. Right. Oh, and I know what I like. I know what I like. I'll get some flute. I'll get some flute. I love the flute stuff. Flute meditation music. We're going to do.
Mama Head, do you ever put dates on it?
I do. I do date my pages.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever you want to write on your pages, I mean, literally, if you feel like scribbling, because you're angry or you just want something to come out, just sit and ask for that energy to come out. What am I thinking about today? Or go back in your memory, think about what you dreamed about. Even if you don't remember, if you remember pieces, write those pieces down. It doesn't have to be full sentences. If you want to write from right to left, it doesn't matter. There's nobody. This is you. This is you creating your space.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna
It's
just put
funny that
this.
you say that because I'm left-handed, and I used to when I was taught to write, and they would show me the wrong way.
Right, right.
I would turn those letters around and write it so that my arm flowed. And
Yes.
so, yeah, so I could easily do those.
Hey, George, can you go get me a charger?
I could do the go out and do the Christmas, windows and stuff because I knew how to write the other way.
Oh, the back. Yes, yes,
Uh-huh.
yes.
And when I came downstairs yesterday morning, that's exactly what I started. I started on the other side of the paper to start writing. So funny that
Right.
you. I know this is the Holy Spirit for me because you keep doing things and like you started. We was what 15 minutes in just talking about journaling, and then you was getting the message and you hadn't even come on yet. You were still sleeping, or waking
Right.
up. So Ashe, thank you.
You're welcome. So we're gonna do a 10-minute writing. It's 9:21. Let's do. It'll be 9. Yeah, it'll be 9:31. So let's just go ahead and write. No judgment. Write whatever you want to write about. Only you know what's on here. Don't 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 go too deep. I mean,
Mama
go deep.
Het,
Yes,
Mama
ma'am.
Het, I have a suggestion about just if people are concerned about privacy, so that you can once you write, you can actually take a picture of it and either save it to something called Google Keep. I don't know if you're familiar with Google Keep. I can explain it later, but and then then you label it. Then this Google Keep, you can always have. It's in the cloud, so it's always available whatever computer you're on, whether your computer dies or so it's always available, but it's definitely always private.
Mm.
I get it, but that's in the cloud and people get in there. I
No,
mean, if you want to,
if you don't,
that's a
yeah,
good suggestion, but
yeah,
it's not
it's just
a. I
an
mean, people,
alternate.
right? But
Yeah,
people
it's just that
reading
people
it,
don't want to keep papers around because they can throw away the paper because the people could get in the paper too. I'm just saying. So
right?
it's just an option, just throwing it out there for
Right, gotcha.
yeah,
I feel
yeah.
you.
But I love
Like
it
I
both.
said,
Yeah. Mhm.
I burn mine. I burn my pages when I'm done because she said don't go back and read them until after 3 months.
Right, but if somebody wants to go back after 3 months, if they're burned, then they never don't have the option. So
Nah,
it's just
I
an
don't. Yeah, yeah, but I'm just like you gave an option. I'm just giving an option too. I don't worry about
yeah.
anybody reading it because I write in such a way you ain't gonna be able to read that.
Me
I might
too.
write all in one space. I'm real creative with mine, but I hear you.
No,
I get
love
it.
it. So
But
thank you.
anytime you take a
Yeah,
picture with your phone, that picture that you take with your phone belongs to Google. So it can be
yeah.
it can be
Oh,
God from
absolutely.
anywhere. So
Sure,
I'm not,
absolutely.
yeah, right.
Yeah, no, great. Thank you though. Very great. Great, great.
You're welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so let me put this on. So, write that down, write all that down. That's all good writing stuff. So let's go ahead and just start writing. If you want to draw flowers, that's all right because that's your journal. Just put down what you're thinking about. And we're just going to do a page or, front and back of a page. If you want to skip lines. Okay, I'm done. Queen, can we have the mics muted, please? Here, I'm going to give everybody 2 more minutes. Keep flowing. 2 more minutes. All right. If you want to, please feel free to keep on writing if you want to finish. But I bet you almost did 3 pages right quick. So it when it became 9:31, it was so hard for me to say stop or let's, we had a 10-minute. I don't do well with timing. Even when I do dance parties, Mama Tanea called me, Mama Head, did you stop dancing yet? I was like, no. She said, turn the music off. But anyway, I just couldn't bring myself to say, okay, that's it. Because I know I was in the middle of a thought. I was like, I want to finish it. And it became a whole nother page. So I did 3 pages right quick on my little book, in my little book. But it was like, I felt like I had to take a toy back from you all. I couldn't say, okay, wait a minute. So I said, let me give it 5. Let's do it to 9:35. And then I said, well, I got to wait till 9:36 because it's still in the 5 moment. So let's wait till 9:35 is over. It was really hard to cut it off. But can anybody talk about what they felt or what was going through your mind as you were writing? And I want everybody to, take a chance to just give a few words if you like, please.
Well, first of all, we actually had 2 extra minutes because we didn't start till like 9:24. And so I really appreciate this exercise. I just wrote what came to mind. And I admit I listened to my own music because I heard Spirit say, listen to this song, which I did. I had my headphones on. And I wrote whatever came to mind. And what I wrote took me back to a situation, and I got the real answer and the real reason why I felt the way that I felt. I didn't know that. I got a more complete picture of why I felt that way. And so I really appreciate the Elizabeth, first of all, for the conversation we had before Mama Het came on, and then the conversation after Mama Het came on, and the exercise. It was very, very refreshing, very refreshing. Thank you. Thank you. It really helps to just write what comes to mind, even if it's unpleasant. It wasn't, however. I had to fight back the tears. However, I'm grateful that I have a better understanding of myself. I'm complete.
Mhm. Well, for me, I'll just read what I wrote in the chat. Thank you, God, for this exercise of writing and cleansing my thoughts. Thank you, every Elizabeth, for following and answering your personal call. I love you.
Well, I sort of rambled about different situations, but it takes me back, it's funny how we're doing things in sync with each other because of things that are going on in our lives. And I wrote for the first time. I just grabbed a piece of paper because the other day I was on Facebook and saw something and felt a certain way. Actually, I was hurt. And I was saying, why are you hurt? And I started crying, and I really started crying. So I wrote down, I wrote it down, and it got it out of me. So now I don't dwell on it. And I said, oh, that's how it feels to write it down and get it out of you so that you're not dwelling on it. Okay. So this morning I was looking through my little notebooks trying to figure out which one I was going to use. So I just, so it just all came into play today. Yeah. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Anybody else? I feel there's somebody else want to talk and they hold it. It's all right. Put it in the book if you can't talk. If you're not able to put it out here, I just really would like for you to share. This is the space for you to just let it go and be different in this space.
Hi, this is Sanji.
Hey, babe.
Hey, and I just, like you said, you just write down whatever's on your mind right at the moment. I wrote down, I wish I didn't have so many bills to pay, but it is what it is. My mom made it through with 3 girls and a job that paid less than mine. Now I have 2 girls, so I have to be successful. I will make ends meet somehow.
Mm-hmm. And we standing in agreement.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Sanji, for sharing.
You're welcome.
Reverend Romani Grace.
Oh, my turn. Let's see. What do I say about this? So since I got back from Egypt, it's been like a whole review of everything inside of the spiritual journey. And one thing I got was really strong was, okay, start back over. I'm like, start back over. So this exercise right here is a start back over because morning pages is sort of where I started from. And hold on now. The teapot going on. And I wrote so many morning pages. And I definitely somebody who would go back and read them. And I'm like, I ain't doing nothing but complaining. Who the hell doing this every day, every 3 days? You know, that's all I'm writing about. So I actually stopped. And I was keeping my morning pages because
Mama, we missed
you had
some of
said
what you were
earlier, there
saying
is
because you were in the
access to writing a book. Your book is in there. So at one point I lost all my morning pages, so then I was really mad. And so I just stopped doing morning pages. So this is like, for me, back to the beginning. And one thing that I heard differently and newly was then, saying thank you for sharing. Whereas before my critic was speaking and then waiting for tomorrow to come so we could talk some more. So yeah, so that's what I got out of it. Allowing my critic to speak and then, thank you for sharing and continuing to dive deeper.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I got.
Mm-hmm.
Can I say something to Sanji? Sanji, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, you mentioned the word success. I want to read to you what success is, okay? This is by Ralph Waldo Emerson. He says,
Oh, wow. Okay.
to laugh often and love much, to win the respect of intelligent persons and the affection of children, to earn the appreciation of honest citizens and endure the betrayal of false friends, to appreciate beauty, to find the beauty in others, to leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition, to have played and laughed with enthusiasm and sung with exultation, to know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. That is to have succeeded. Now, I know you have done at least one of those, especially
Yes.
the last one because your babies have breathed
Mhm.
easier. Okay. So you have already succeeded.
Okay. And I remember that, reading that back when I was in college. I truly remember that. And I'm glad you brought it back up. So now I can reflect on that and just not be so hard on myself because I'm so hard on myself all the time. But like I mentioned, my mother, you know, she was divorced like I am, and she raised three girls and was in college full time. And so that's why, I've got to, just pull myself up and just try not, to be in this little hole of disparity saying, oh God, I can't do this. How am I gonna do it? You know, and then praying for, and it's like I could pray all I want, but a miracle of a pocket full of money is not gonna come through. I've got to, take action myself. And then by the grace of God, it'll come and I'll know exactly what it is that I need to do so that I can feel some type of comfort, and then hopefully my daughters, will see that too, because they are like my prize. I don't want to call them possessions, but and I always talk about my girls because, I really want them to do better than me. So I always try to instill that in them.
And you're asking the right one. You're asking God, and a pocket full of money might not be what you need. So just know that God is going to give you what you need to get where you want to go or where
Hmm.
you desire
Okay, okay. I can live by that. I can. I feel so much better now.
Anybody else lurking in
to
the
go.
behind the screen? The behind the screen. Let's see. Anybody else want to share? All right, so let's move on. I want to just talk about some of the benefits of writing morning pages. The morning pages enable you to clear your mind. When you wake up, your mind is swimming with thoughts from the previous night. And when you write off the top of your head first thing in the morning, the words that spill out into the blank page will no longer be taking up space in your brain. And you can approach the rest of the day with more clarity. Morning pages allow you to process emotion. Life can be overwhelming on top of personal stress. We are bombarded with heavy information in the news, some of it tragic. It's okay to grieve and process these stories. Morning pages give you the space to do this, freeing your mind from information that can weigh you down and affect your productivity in your life. The pages also help you unleash your creativity. Being creative takes discipline. Making the time to sit down and write that novel or short story often gets pushed aside. By writing morning pages, you're establishing a routine that will help you find a way to make time for your creative self. Once you get into the habit of writing morning pages, finding the time for your creative endeavors will come easier. And the morning pages will help silence your inner critic. Before even putting pen to paper, writers can be their own worst critics. Stream of consciousness writing accesses only what's on your brain at that moment, leaving no room for self criticism. So, the tips for morning pages is start journaling, write longhand, avoid distraction, get comfortable, do it first thing, never read your journal, be authentic, throw writing rules out the window, fill up all 3 pages, use writing prompts, realize there's no wrong way, and commit to writing the morning pages. I mean, we'll spend. Look, I know sometimes I've been known to sit on the pot, and I'll be sitting there just staring off into space. I could have had a pen and a paper in my hand. Legs got numb, and what is it? You feel the little ants running through because you didn't cut off your little circulation because you're just still sitting there pondering and thinking.
It's something about that bathroom, either whether you're sitting on the throne or whether you're in the shower,
Yeah,
things just come to you while you're in the bathroom.
that's right.
What
That
it is, maybe it's because of cleansing.
right, right. And the water. Mama, Dr. Nicole said it's the water, it's the water. Um, One of those, spiritual conduit. Okay, right, right, right. So I think about. I have a friend who tells me that she cannot do a bath. The soaking in the tub is something that she just can't even fathom. It does this for her. So I was thinking about things that you do that you're alone, and you have to think about, just the power of being, because you were given this life. You were gifted this life. That's coffee in there. I gotta pour it out. It's already made. Oh, yeah, but it ain't a lot. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I just heated it up. So you can pour that for me and go ahead and make the other. Okay, so let me just finish. Sorry about that, y'all. So what was I talking about? The water, the writing.
You're talking about
Um,
the lady that don't want to sit in the tub long time.
yes, yes. And being on an airplane, taking a shower, taking a bath, sitting on an airplane, riding a bike, and riding just alone by yourself. I'm on. That's all right. So those things are alone things. Like when you're riding on a plane, you think about, first of all, this is what I go through. First of all, I got to get through the going up, because I get the tickles. It feels like I'm on a roller coaster, and it's the tickle part is the only part I can feel. And I giggle, and it's loud, and I do let the person know I'm sitting next to that it's going to be like that, because that giggle just helps me get through whatever it is I'm feeling. Okay. And so once we get in and level off, I'm okay. And then when you have a little turbulence, I'm like, oh, it's like potholes. I'm doing things to help myself relate to what's going on. I said, it's potholes. And I said, no, it's not. Hit you up in the air. It's air pockets. And then you go, oh, we're flying. And you have a thought. You're like, you know what? This plane gonna make it where we going. Because all of that little fear stuff is got you tweaking. The little fear things that you're scared, you're fearful. And then you go, you know what? God got this. And I think, how's this thing flying? Every time I get in the plane, I go, how is this thing flying? I'm always thinking that. But after a while, you like, you know what? You're going to be scared in this thing. You're going to help. You want it to fall, or I hope we make it where we going. My thoughts will just change. And that's like happening when you write. Like she said, Miss Cameron says, let it be your critic. Because let me tell you, if you have all these energies and personalities inside, and you're not letting the freaky one out, she might just want to wear some heels and some fishnet. I'm not saying that's freaky. I'm just making up stuff that I like. So let's say you got the energy being that wants to wear heels and fishnet stockings, and you got another one in there that want to go run outside and play. You got another one that say, when it rain, I'm going outside because my mama told me I couldn't go outside when it's raining. But this time, because I'm grown, I'm going outside in the rain, and I'm just going to let it rain on me, Because, those are, the things you always really wanted to do. And then you got that little mischievous, I'm just going to say, mine is a little mischievous, but his name, his name is Andy. That's Angie's twin. Angie is my little girl. So I got all these energies that live inside of me. And if you're not letting them come out, they just come out. You might be at a party and, you this sophisticated woman walking around. They put on one song, baby. You got legs up. You got on your business suit. You out there, legs up on the floor, whatever. I don't, that one. So they're going to come out somewhere. So we have to learn how to allow these pieces of us to come out, because sometimes they'll stay and they'll build up just like the little angry one. You won't even let the angry one be angry. So it's building up, building up. You're not saying nothing. You quiet, you quiet. All of a sudden, the explosion comes. And now you got to deal with now the rest of the personalities got to deal with the consequence because angry didn't get to come out. I would tell mine sometimes, you just wait. It's going to be a time for you to come out. We got music on. We can dance. Yes. So Sister Patty is having a sisters night out on Friday. So that part of me, that one right there, she like, ooh, we getting ready. Ooh, we gonna gather with the sisters, and we're gonna be divinely feminine. Oh yes, oh yes. She's excited, and then everything in me was like, oh my gosh, we get to go express. We haven't been able to witness that in so long. So even maybe the quiet of me is like, wow, I'm ready to go. We haven't been able to go and express ourselves in that way in some time with a gathering of sisters. You see what I'm saying? So I'm really excited about that. But yeah, we got to find a way to let all of the experiences that we've had, they need to come out and be lifted, you know? So gotta do that. Gotta do that. Gotta let them out. So writing is a good place to do that, where you can just really let go and no judgment. Don't even see, a lot of times we judge ourselves. That's why, like, oh, I don't want to sit down and write. Is it because of what you want to write about that you don't want to sit down and write? Or what you need to write about that you don't want to? It's a quiet time. And some people don't do. I didn't know I could sit still until I started going. We went to the mountains. There's this mountain um, where a woman found it and started buying the property, and then they started selling it, 4 acres or more, and people were, instead of buying big fabulous homes, they would build a home. One couple said, build 4 walls and then grow from there, and you'll never have to owe anybody. You just put together the pieces when you can. You build your 4 walls, set up your restroom, your kitchen, your bathroom, and then start building up and out. Because one man, they got the house all fabulous. He never even got to stay in the house because he had to work to pay to make the place. He died before he could even set his foot in the place. And I done been in that place several times, and they would charge people overnight stay to come and stay. You might get the house for $250, and you can bring as many people as you want and stay the weekend, but you go buy your food and just come and cook and just enjoy the space. But I didn't know I could be quiet and be still, and then I started crocheting. I was like, I know how to be, even though I'm still moving. That's being still for me. But like she said, it opens up. Once you get all that yuck stuff out, now you can find your creative. Oh, what do you like to do? Everything. Okay, now you can start doing it because you got the space. You don't have that, you just doing what so-and-so doing. No, you were inspired by, and you're going on, We don't have to keep criticizing and telling ourselves no. Go ahead and do. Go ahead and make the thing. You're not the only one God gave a talent to. There's 50 million dancers out there, and some that don't even dance. And like I was saying, my little sexy self, she likes to wear heels, but the heels not good to the body, so we call them upside down shoes. And everybody else say, "Hey, what do you mean by upside down shoes?" I put my heels on and I turn upside down and I let my legs do the dance, and I don't have to put all the weight on it, just let the legs do the dance. I have a dream for a 15-minute session. So when y'all ready, we might have to do that one day. We might have to put our heels on and just sit down. We can sit down with the heels on. You ain't got to put them on and walk around them if you don't want.
Mm-hmm.
On, and we can put our legs up and do some movement. Now, that might be, I don't know what's next Wednesday. We might do that next Wednesday. Get. If you got to draw a heel and tape it on with a piece of cardboard, that's okay. Draw a heel. It's all right.
That is so funny to me.
Yeah, people tell me that all the time. I say, oh, I love your shoes. Those are upside down shoes. What you mean by? Because I'm not walking in them. They're more comfortable in the air than they are on the ground. I'm telling you.
I love her so much.
I'm so serious. So how did you all feel doing this writing? Like everybody, I mean, you guys were so into it. I was like, I cannot stop them from, doing this right now.
It was just releasing. The music was perfect, and just being able to express myself with no judgment. and just, just write what was coming. And it was, it was, it was like, when you're filled with water and you go sit on the toilet and it just flows. It just
Wow. That was
flows.
a great analogy. I love
You
it.
know, it just flows, and you don't even know, and you think you finished, and then another burst of water just comes
Yes,
right
yes,
around. Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
I
That's
love that analogy. I've been wanting to talk. I'm glad you talked about that because I've been wanting to talk about this even on Facebook. I was like, hey, just wait for the right moment. So I noticed that when you have to go, like when your bladder first fills up and you say, okay, I gotta go to the bathroom. It happens better when you're standing though, because when you're sitting, it'll fill up and you don't know until you get it. You're like, oh no, I'm at the tip of the iceberg. Anyway, so when you go, when you have to, when you first feel the need, when your bladder is full, not when it's telling you, let me go, you doing the dance. The stream comes out so much more calm. It'll come out in one little stream. But when you wait to the last minute, it's like a spray. So I want y'all to notice that when you, when you go, we're doing a toilet therapy, okay? Release therapy. I call it release therapy. Just be mindful of the how the stream comes out when when you're relieving yourself, when you're urinating. Yes, it's okay to say that word when you're urinating. When you first have to go, watch the difference in the stream. Because I'm like, why is this such a mess? Why I got stuff? Why is it spraying all over the place? And let me say this. I've gone when I had to go so bad, and it will now I got the seat down. It will go up and over the bottom bowl and run out. I said, so all this time we be thinking as men, let me tell you something. If it wasn't for the men, you wouldn't lift that toilet up and look up under that rim and see the whole life and energy going on up under that seat. That you not the top, but the seat. You would never see what's going on under there if that top didn't get raised every once in a while. I'm just saying. It'd be a whole ecosystem going on under there. I'm just saying.
Oh, I love
Fussing
her so
about
much.
these men. We be fussing about these men in their bathroom. No, we no, no, no.
My daughter doesn't allow anything to grow. It don't have time. She clean that bathroom every day, pretty
Well,
much.
that's good. That's good.
Well, that's because there's like 4 people, 5 people taking a shower or a bath every day.
Right.
So she's like, nope, clean this.
Right. What they saying if go ahead, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just going to say,
It's time.
it's time, and I have a wonderful thing for you. I want to share with you.
Okay.
It's ending with a wonderful laugh.
Thank you all so much for letting me be.
Okay, you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Oh, that's gonna change. Do you want to click on the yeah? There you go.
No, I got to open this up because I'm going. Well,
That's gonna close it, Mama. You want to see the cat? She's like, I ain't messing with you. If you do that, I'm a hit you with the pot, and I'm gonna cook you. You ain't right. Don't put it back. It's so fun.
I
Yeah.
just know.
One thing about TikTok, you will be laughing. TikTok, that's why because I couldn't understand why the children would be sitting in front of this thing. But you can sit in front of that. And because it's so much fun stuff, I mean, you can lose a few pounds laughing at these
Yes,
I call
you
them
can.
TikTok.
Yes, you can.
It is amazing.
Oh, my beautiful queens. Give yourself a lot of love. Hug yourself. And then give the world some hugs, love, peace, everything that's needed, all the wonderful qualities of God, of which you are. In the morning, it will be Mama Nawili. and then remember that Danny's back on Friday. Peace out.
Tell y'all, love you. Thank you.
Mama Het, I'll send you the video from the meeting.
Thank you. And I'll watch that I could watch that right now. Thank you.
Well, it ain't coming right now. I gotta upload it. Give me a minute.
Whenever it gets there,
Okay.
I'll be ready. All right.
All right.
Take care.